First of all, to this study, do you, as Eamon, are you suspicious of...
They do not bombard you thousands of times in a programme, but they do bombard you, Dom, and I don't trivialise this at all. Drinking is glamourised, drinking is made to look good and cool, and, you know, you get companies like ITV have had people who run certain programmes being in trouble for drinking in public, and they glamorise programmes drinking a lot editorially, where they have their presenters, whatever, saying, "Oh, we're drunk this morning, we have been out last night," whatever, and they get away with it.
Yeah, I also think the problem's not just the adverts between shows, it's also the actual content within the shows as well.
The attitude.
The attitude. If you look back historically, Big Brother, Geordie Shore, Love Island, all those shows are based around fueling people with alcohol and then filming them.
But, I mean, is that still the case? That definitely was the case, as you say, with Big Brother. But all we hear, certainly, you know, I'm approaching 40 now, and I keep hearing about millennials all turning their back on alcohol and people preferring to live clean and go vegan, and, you know, nobody seems to be abusing alcohol like my generation have. Is that not the case, then?
In the TV shows, it's still around fueling people with alcohol, you know.
I haven't seen it in Married at First Sight Australia, for example, particularly.
I
watched a lot. I've watched a lot. I don't think there was much, honestly.
Yeah, I've not seen Married at First Sight, but I've still watched Made in Chelsea's, I still watch the Love Islands, and there is about getting alcohol into it and, you know, glamorising the lifestyle of having champagne and having drinks and thinking that is how people want to live. And you are right, people are turning their backs on it, but there's still a binge culture in the UK. We talk about Booze Britain, and that still exists. You know, you go anywhere on the weekends and you'll see people paralytic. You look back at lockdown, and the entire basis of lockdown was, when can we have a pint in the pub again? So people are still centering their lives around alcohol, and yes, young people are getting better at drinking less and then making more choices, but it's probably more that millennials, you know, 30-somethings now, who are actually the ones at risk of not changing their habits.
Look, I'll tell you, if Isabel and I were to talk about alcohol now on the programme, it would be done in a way, oh, looking forward to the weekend, oh, wee bit naughty there, oh, whatever. But you couldn't say the same about smoking. No. I couldn't say gagging for a fag.
Alcohol is the only drug you have to justify not using.
Meaning?
Meaning, if I tell you I don't smoke, you won't ask me why.
Yes.
If I tell you I don't do Class A drugs, you won't ask me why.
Got you.
But if I say I don't drink, you will ask me why.
Absolutely.
Oh, the pressure. And I remember as a woman, when I was pregnant, in the early stages, when you haven't told anyone and you don't want to drink, it actually just alerts attention to you. People instantly are like, well, why aren't you drinking?
I think you're weird.
Exactly.
Well, you know, because you don't really drink. And I do think you're quite weird.
I don't drink, and yet my son works in the alcohol industry.
Lots of cocktail.
Lots of cocktail, you know, the family, it was all well accepted. But I don't do it, not for any religious reasons, but people automatically assume you've got a problem. If I say don't drink, they go, oh,
exactly.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. And so you have to justify to people, and especially with females being pregnant, you know, they don't want to not drink because people will assume they are pregnant, and that is a huge pressure on them. So, yeah, people, the number one reason people fail sobriety is because of peer pressure, because of going against social and cultural norms, which, as you say, you know, that Friday night drink and that Saturday night out feels part of the UK culture.
So we started off by saying you've been sober for 5 years. Tell us about that journey. Why did you decide to give up alcohol? And what would your message be to any youngsters thinking of doing the same? So
I gave up alcohol almost 6 years ago now, mainly because I had to. You know, I was drinking a lot, but I was drinking a lot and it was impacting my sober life. So I used to say drunk Dom is making sober Dom's life much more difficult. It was ruining relationships, ruining friendships, impacting my professional environment.
In what way? Do you mind me asking? Just describe it.
You know, for example, you go out on a Thursday night, you get completely, absolutely blathered, and Friday you wake up in hospital.
Right.
So, you know, and I was running a company at the time, I had about 50 people in the company, and if I'm waking up in hospital on Friday morning and clients are ringing me, I'm not doing something well.
Yeah.
So I had to make that choice, and at 23 going sober, everyone was like, why? How do you do that? Why are you doing it? You're weird. Now telling people at 28 that I'm sober, people go, that's so impressive. How do you do it? Tell me how you do it. So even in 5 years, I've seen that shift of people in my age group who have gone, I could never do what you do. Well,
that's good. That's good that people are beginning to be more receptive to it. But as you say, worrying that people still don't think that they
feel better for it all, Dom.
100%. You know, that clarity of mind, that kind of no worries about, you know, life a little bit. people ask about what the feeling gives you, and it gives you everything that you think alcohol does give you. You know, the confidence, self-assurance. You get that from actually not drinking.
The amount of people who will say to me, remember we went on that pub crawl, remember we got drunk in Manchester, whatever, doing this, and they genuinely believe it. I just don't drink. But if you can still fit in socially with the culture and people think that what you're holding is alcohol, but it's not.
It's a skill.
It is.
I still do all that. I still do the nights out. I still do festivals.
And not a temptation for you?
No, not a temptation, because I get the enjoyment. I actually can enjoy going to football matches. I can actually enjoy going on pub crawls. I can actually remember it in the morning.
Yeah.
So I'm not sat there every single weekend in my bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm actually actively doing everything that you would expect to be doing.
Well, Dom, congratulations to you. Very proud of you. Just keep doing what suits you. Thank you very much indeed. We were just talking about that social pressure thing there. GBviews at gbnews.uk or tweet us at GBnews if you've got a story to tell on that front.